Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. Today we're going to put on this face, not very quickly, of just everyday makeup while I answer your comments that you have been leaving on my videos while I was off on vacation. If my voice sounds different to you, it's because I'm still getting over COVID. Yeah, that's how I spent this vacation. I'm going to quit taking vacations. If you want to hear all of that and see the makeup in use, then just keep watching. Everything was great until Thanksgiving Day. Well, actually, Thanksgiving Day was good. I always think that I'm going to be able to take videos of food or whatever, but I'm so busy. Anyone who hosts Thanksgiving or any kind of, big dinner like that knows that that last 20 minutes of pulling it all together is just too much. You can't be like, okay, let's take videos of the salad bar. In any case, everything went really great until 2 days later. 2 days later, I'm not feeling so hot and I test positive for COVID. So I didn't get to spend any time with my brother. Well, I take that back. I did go out to dinner with him right after he first got here. Just me and him went to Chewy's and had Mexican food. That was great. And then I was busy prepping for Thanksgiving. And then Thanksgiving happened and I got to spend time with him on Thanksgiving. But then I got COVID and missed the whole next week that he was here. I didn't get to spend any time with him at all, except on FaceTime. Me wallowing and crying and carrying on because I can't spend time with him. This is actually the third time now that I have tried to take time off to do something. And no. The first one was when Daddy died. I took off and I was supposed to be on, it was a honeydew vacation. We were going to redo our bathroom is what it was. And I don't know, I guess I'm going to sit here and keep doing this. Right? The first time was, like I said, when Daddy died and we were going to redo the bathroom. So we had totally gutted. That's all we got done. We totally gutted the bathroom. There was nothing left in it. I think I showed you guys, nothing at all inside my bathroom. And then we found out that Daddy passed away. Then the next time we were going to go on a vacation to the Grand Canyon. And we did. And we still had a pretty good time. But it was spoiled. I mean, as soon as we got to Williams, Arizona, we got food poisoning. We did go to the Grand Canyon, but we only spent like 2 hours up there and we didn't really do anything because we thought we were going to go do other things, but then the fire happened. And so, yeah, we didn't get to do that. So this time I get COVID. I'm going to stop taking off. These questions have come from all of the videos while I was out. Kimberly says, have you tried COSRx peeling? This is what I just put on was COSRX's Snail eye patches. And she wants to know if I have tried the peeling gel. No, I have not tried that. That's one of many COSRX products I haven't tried yet. Marge says, okay, Mary, spill. How do you get your microdermabrasion to help eliminate age sunspot? We're talking over here. I don't know if you can see it. It is already starting to lighten. All I know is that when I use the microdermabrasion, because I don't know, if you go back to the beginning of my channel, you'll see that one side of my face, I don't remember which one it was now, had this really dark age spot. Back then I really didn't know what it was. But I would go to the Lancome counter, to Sephora, to all kinds of places and say, help. How do I get rid of this? And all these counters sold me every kind of concealer you can imagine. And it wasn't until I got offered the microdermabrasion machine from Trophy Skin that anything ever happened. And they offered that to me. Now, to tell you the truth, I used that way too much, okay? I was using it like every other day, but by gosh, I got rid of it. And it's never come back. So that and the Matte Hippie, that's all I was doing. And then this has popped up over the last year or so. Well, I've been on Retin-A for 1.5 years. So, point is that anything I've been doing hasn't been making that go away. I've used all kinds of vitamin C serums. I've done everything I can think of. So 3 weeks ago, I guess it was, I said enough. I'm tired of this. I'm going back to my microdermabrasion. I haven't used Retin-A. Actually, I've not been using any of my skincare because I've been sick. But I know some of you have told me, well, you can do that microdermabrasion machine with Retin-A. Okay, yeah, all right. But I just want to go back to what I was doing before and see if I can make it go away. I think it looks a little lighter already. And I've only done the microdermabrasion machine twice. And I haven't gone back to my old vitamin C yet, but I will. I'll go back to Mad Hippie as soon as I'm done with the Strivectin. Melissa says, what do you use to clean the Glitzy Fritzy brush set? I just received mine. Melissa, thank you so much for purchasing my brush set. That just means so much to me. And let me tell you that Sigma brushes are so... And you don't have to worry about it. You can use shampoo. I've used Dawn on them. I've used the e.l.f. sponge cleanser on it. I've used old shampoo I don't want. Old body wash I don't want. Zote soap that costs $1 at the Dollar Tree. I love my goat hair brushes. Don't get me wrong. I do. But there's something to be said for the relatively low maintenance of a Sigma brush. By the way, I'm just going in order. Sometimes I didn't even have the smarts to take a screenshot of the video that the question came from. So like this one here was screenshotted on November the 20th. So I don't even know which video this comes off of, but I'll put the whole comment here, but I'm just going to jump to the part that I screenshotted it for. And for this comment, it's going to be about the Voltarian cream. Is that how you say that? I did see that at CVS and I was going to try it. But two things stopped me. One, it's a cream I got to put on, and I will get it in my eyes. Okay, I just will. I always do with creams. And two, the price was pretty heavy. But, you know, if you think that it's really good, I might have to give it a try. Next isn't so much a comment. I just wanted to acknowledge and say thank you again to Jillian, who sent Lisa Eldridge my video. And so she screenshotted the conversation with Lisa Eldridge's team. And I just wanted to say, again, thank you. Jolynn is talking about people pleasing because I said in my tag video that what makes me happy is to please others. And so without that label, people pleasing, she's right. I liked what she said about that. There really is a difference between being a people pleaser, in other words, just doing things so people will like you, and doing things because it makes you happy to please people. I'm definitely not a people pleaser, but I definitely try and like to please people. So Teresa's comment, the thing I wanted to talk about was the MRI. I don't know if you've probably been told this before, but in case you haven't, you can get some help medically for that. They can give you something that will relax you. Talk to your doctor about it. I mean, just like, you know, when I would fly on airplanes and I was really scared. And so my doctor would give me enough that I could make the flight and I would be okay. They do that same thing for MRIs. So, you know, if your doctor needs an MRI and you just absolutely cannot do it, then ask for something. You know, there's no point in you suffering. No, they won't knock you out. But you can get some help that will get you through that. This one comes from the same video about the tag and the bands. And Terry says that she got to see Queen. I cannot even imagine what kind of a concert that was. She also talks about, like, respecting your age, you know, because she lost her sister early. And, you know, losing someone who didn't get to fulfill their entire life. That really does put things into perspective for you when it comes to your own life and aging. And aging is a privilege. And boy, I really had time to think about that this past week. There were a couple of times in that I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go to the hospital. I mean, my son had to go to the hospital. And I was on the phone right away with Shy Guy as soon as he tested positive to get him the medicine that they gave my son in the ER. And those two, they're totally fine now. I still have a lot of fatigue, and you can probably tell that from listening to me. But, you know, I had a lot of time to lay there and think and watch movies and watch videos. And, you know, there was this Apple commercial that really got me bawling and squalling and carrying on because, you know, there I was laying there feeling sorry for myself, you know, of course. I'm feeling sorry for myself. I'm laying there crying about how I can't smell and how I can't taste. And both of those are back, by the way. Praise the Lord. Okay? He led me to find this medicine. I'm not kidding you. I was just, watch me grasshop my way right out of this subject and not remember what originally started it. But I just want to say there's this stuff, okay, that's been in the closet. And it was prescribed to Shy Guy last year, but he never used it. And so I'm like going through the closet looking for some relief. And I just, like that small, still voice told me take this, do this, okay? And so I looked it up on the internet, and it was saying that people who use this, I'm not telling anyone to do this, by the way, okay? You go check with your doctor about it, all this kind of stuff. But it was saying it has been shown after COVID to give your sense of smell back in like a week. And I'm like, whoa. So I called my doctor, and they're like, yeah, take it. And the next day, I got my smell, taste, everything back. Like that. In fact, I have like bionic smell. But, you know, praise the Lord. He told me to do that, and I did it. Anyway, I was laying in there watching YouTube videos, and this commercial for Apple comes on. And, well, one, I didn't even know that my iPhone could do all this stuff. But two, you know, I mean, it just put things into perspective for me really quick there, because there was a girl who didn't have any arms. She just has legs, and she was putting on her makeup with her feet. You know, the whole purpose of this commercial is to show the capabilities of the iPhone, right, for disabilities. So, of course, everyone in the commercial then is disabled in some way. But, you know, a blind person who can't see, and a person who has to stay in a wheelchair, and they can't, you know, they don't have any arms or legs, they can't like take a picture, but how they did, you know, with gestures, do this and whatnot. And I'm watching this commercial thinking, what in the world is wrong with you? Wham, wham, wham. Mary can't smell or taste. And these people are like happy and stuff, and they have been dealt a really bad hand. You know, it's easy for us sometimes to forget about all the gifts that God has given us, things that you don't even think to thank God about. Like, I breathe without even having to think about breathing. My heart beats and takes care of my body without me even having to think about it happening. So I'm laying there and I'm watching this and I'm thinking about that, and I thought, oh, you spoiled brat. You know, and I've just been thanking the Lord continually since. Thank you, Lord, that I have lungs that breathe, that I have a heart that beats, that I have eyes that see, that I can smell. And, you know, some of you have told me in the past that, you know, you had COVID and it took your sense of smell away, okay? And I was like, oh, gosh, I hope you get that back. And I meant that, but I had no idea how depressing, how you can get depressed, actually, because you can't smell. And let me tell you, I don't think there's anything quite like eating a White Castle without the sense of smell or taste. It's like slimy and wet. That's it, slimy and wet. And I just didn't realize how much the smell of my perfumes and my body lotions and all that stuff, I just didn't realize how uplifting all of that is, to be able to smell things and how much that affects my mood, until I couldn't. Anyway, can I be more annoying that I just keep going on and on about that? Jane says, hi, Mary, cats in the cradle. What about the Eagles? My gosh, I was half the time in love with Don Henley, and half the time, you know, loving and can't decide with Glenn Fry. Yes, 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 of course. I don't know. I guess I just assume that everyone says the Eagles. But the cats in the cradle thing, this is going to come up a few times because I made a serious boo-boo on that. Right, here's another one that I saw quite a bit. Rose says, isn't The Wall sung by Pink Floyd? Okay, first, let me say that I'm not a big Pink Floyd buff. So, if I get any of this wrong with Pink Floyd, don't come for me. I think that Pink Floyd had an album called The Wall. And on it, wasn't it, you know, that song? Maybe it was called The Wall, about, you know, we don't need no education. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Right? Isn't that Pink Floyd? Is it called The Wall? Another brick in the wall or something like that? Kansas, The Wall is what I'm talking about. It's on the Leftoverture album. It might be like the second song. I can't remember. It has been way too long ago. So real quick, just a few lyrics from it, okay, because we don't want to do this whole thing. I'm woven in a fantasy. I can't believe the things I see. The path that I have chosen now has led me to a wall. And with each passing day, I feel a little more like something dear was lost. It rises now before me, a dark and silent barrier between all I am and all that I would ever hope to be. It's just a travesty. Towering and marking off boundaries my spirit would erase. Okay. To pass beyond is what I seek. I fear that I may be too weak. Okay, so you get the point. This is not the same song. Since we came on that one first, we won't talk about any other ones where that reference is made, because there's a few. Nikki says yes to Cats in the Cradle. Heart? Which song? Pack up your troubles and get happy. Y'all better chase your cares away. Sing hallelujah. Yeah, come on, get happy. Basically, I was saying I liked to sing into my hairbrush and pretend that I was in a band. The band Heart. And she wants to know, what song did I do that to? Well, actually, it wasn't probably what you think. You probably think that the song would have been Magic Man or Barracuda or, one of their really big hits, that you would have thought that would have been the thing that I was doing that to. But no, that my favorite song to do that to and dance around my room was Straight On. I think it's from the Dog and Butterfly album. Beth says, it sounds like you may have ADHD. Thank you, Beth. She says, it sounds like you may have ADHD. Love your videos. Thank you so much. You're not the first person who's ever told me that. It's worse as I get older. The older I get, the more it seems like I do have ADHD. I don't care. It's part of who I am. Southbug27 says, you just commented about not wanting to do the Mel copycat after Mel's death, and I understand your point of not wanting to be disrespectful. Okay, but you're not sure. Okay, I understand. Here's why. I don't want people, and I'm not saying I won't ever do it again, but it would need an appropriate reason for doing it again. I don't want it to be a series. And the reason is because I don't want anyone thinking that I'm using my friend Mel to try and grow my channel. I wouldn't necessarily have to focus on Mel for this, but she goes on to say, and I think that that's probably a good idea. It is very time consuming, so I may not have time to do a lot of those, but to take eyeshadow palettes that are in existence and try to dupe them out with Sydney Grace. So that might be something that could be done. I would have to try one and see. I don't have every Sydney Grace eyeshadow that there is. If I did, I probably could, but I don't. And sometimes I'm pulling out discontinued. I'm like, okay, well, that did a lot of good to show you something you can't buy. Okay, I've been waiting on this one. Jan says, in all caps, which is yelling, okay?
Hooray, Chairman!
He wrote and sung Cats in the Cradle, not Cat Stevens. And then Tom came behind her and said, I agree with you. I'm glad someone else noticed that. Her comment about Cat Stevens was confusing and inaccurate. Definitely. Taxi was another great Harry song. And then that continued for a few more comments, including one from my friend Little Poet, who's very disappointed in me. Okay, no, it wasn't Cat Stevens. But I will say this. I didn't know. Okay. Shy Guy knew. But Shy Guy is the reason that I think that Cat Stevens is the one. Have you ever heard of this game called Boulder Dash? Shy Guy's a champion at Boulder Dash. He'll just be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then he just looks so matter of fact about it that you believe that. All right. So he has told me things over the years. And a few things he's told me I have repeated in public, like that comment. Right? And then I find out that that was not true. Okay, and that's what happened with that. All these years, I've thought that Cat Stevens sang Cats in the Cradle because Shy Guy told me that a long, long time ago. A few more of you have piped in since that comment. So this comment takes out all of those comments about him. But yeah, I do love that song. And am I going to have to start looking up even things I think I know, but I don't really know? I mean, how am I going to know? What? I don't know. This is what I'm putting on, but I loaded up the brush and forgot. So I'm not having to dip in here. Tamara's comment wants to know what the blush she's talking about in the declutter, in the face declutter video. I decluttered the drawers and then I did the eyeshadow one after that. This here is what it was. This is a Tarte blush. It's from years ago. I don't know how many years ago. See the stars moving in there? Okay, so you bought it with Fairy Flush inside of it, but you can take it out and put any Tarte blush will fit right in this thing. So that's what that blush was. Okay, the next one is back to the whole cats in the cradle thing. It's my friend Susan from Little Poet. And I'm showing this because I want to know, are you serious? You are not serious. Was The Wall by Kansas actually? Or are you just, really? And then under it, I want to show you this. Can you see how that is my picture? And the name on it is Telegram at Glitzy Fritzy. And it says on there, thank you for watching and commenting. Congratulations, you've been selected in my draw and you're among the lucky winners. Winners, DM on Telegram to claim your winner. What? Okay. The reason we're going to talk about this is because of the sheer amount of comments, emails, DMs that I got because of this stupid person that I actually blocked and banned with Google. But of course, I was sick, so they had quite a few of this out there. Thank you for pointing it out to me. But I want to say, as so many others before me have, there's frauds that take place all over the world. I mean, just while I was off, I saw my friend, Melissa 55, her picture being used on a website to try and sell skincare. We can't do anything about this. And I know for a fact that she didn't authorize it. It's happened to my friend MaryEllen. So many of us have been the victim of this. And you're a victim too because it looks like we are endorsing something that we are not. I would say if you don't see it directly on your favorite influencer's wall or channel, then I wouldn't believe it as far as an endorsement goes. Unless I've actually told you that myself, don't believe it. And I would never ever make a comment like that about a win. There's no giveaway happening where I'm announcing it like that. If I have not told you in a video, like you're watching right here, my face with words coming out of my mouth that tells you I'm having a giveaway, if I haven't come out and in my video where only I can do it, okay, and said in the video who the winner is, you didn't win nothing. They want you to engage with them. And if you engage with them, they think, okay, well, we got them this far. They're not that far to reel it in, okay? So please guard yourself and don't fall for that stuff. And it's not just here. I've seen it happen on other people's channels as well. Virginia liked the way I filmed the declutter that was in the drawers, okay? Because she likes the clickety-clackety of my nails on the product in there. And the reason she's bringing that up is because I was apologizing for it because I thought it might be too much. That annoys me sometimes. Too much noise, especially in an ASMR video. You're watching the ASMR video to relax. But some of the things that other people like and relax with, that doesn't relax me at all. And the reason I'm telling you about this comment is because I wanted to say that I had thought about doing my version of an ASMR makeup video in case there's other people like me who are looking for this video and I can't find the video I want. The video I want is you're going to go to work. So you come in and you start putting on your makeup. People are asleep in your house. You don't want to wake them up. You're just putting on your makeup. You're not clanking and clapping on things. You're not scratching the microphone. You're not making any kind of mouth noises or anything. You're just putting on your makeup. And what you hear is like the lipstick tube getting turned up or the cap being put on or, you know, whatever. And you're just watching me. I'm not saying a word. I'm not whispering. I'm not doing all this stuff. All I'm doing is sitting in the chair, putting on my makeup, and what you might hear is like this. Because that's a natural occurring sound while I'm sitting here putting on my makeup. You know, like that. You heard me put it back in the container. I'm not going, oh my gosh, you know, scratching the microphone and tapping on the mirror and stuff like that, okay? And if nothing else, I would watch this video because that's what I'm looking for. If you think that you might also like that kind of an ASMR video, let me know and I will see if I can record something like that. All right, this comment goes back to a different video, like one of the first Fritzyville ones. I'm going to look that up and put it in writing on the screen, what that is, okay? because I don't know. This comment here I just wanted to put on there because I wanted to acknowledge that I saw on Instagram that you went to the Grand Canyon. I thought, oh, she's at the Grand Canyon. And also say, you know, I'm sorry you got the flu. Can totally relate. I do have a few more of those, so I will be back after I do my hair, and then we can just talk instead of me trying to put on my makeup and stop and look and taking forever in a day. I know, blah, blah, blah. I'll be right back. Clara says, and by the way, Clara also has a channel here. She thought I did an amazing job getting rid of the makeup, and that ColourPop Blowing Smoke palette is a great dupe for the Lancome Smoky Chic. Really? Okay, well, I will have to check that out if there is still such a palette. Angela's comment is about the Lorac Unzipped that you were talking about. She can't tell which one because there were, I do remember there were several versions. As far as I know, this is just the original Unzipped. I'll hold it open long enough so that you can see. See, it says Lorac Unzipped. But she's right. There were a few unzipped something else. This is the original Unzipped. And this comment wants to know where I got the t-shirt that I was wearing, which is a Yellowstone t-shirt, and I forget what it says, love like John, you know, something like Casey, you know. All right, that shirt was bought for me by my mom. I asked her, she said she can't remember, but I found the one I'm gonna buy next, and I'll link that below, okay? It says the same thing. This one is from Elizabeth, a new member of the Fritzy family. She says, I've been watching your videos for 4 to 6 months. Maybe people like me, some of your newer subscribers, don't know who Mel is or why she is mentioned so often. Maybe you could make a video explaining who she is and why you mention her so often. Might be a nicer way to honor her. Forgive me if I don't already know this. You know, I do tend to do that. I tend to talk and carry on as if all of you have been here since the very beginning and all of you know what I'm talking about. Because I'm just assuming, and you know what assuming does, right? I'm just assuming that you know. Her name is Mel Thompson. She died in September 2021. Despite our age differences, Mel was one of my best friends. I talked to Mel almost every single day. Mel had a channel here. Mel was also an artist. Okay, so her approach to color and blending and makeup had that extra oomph that a lot of people that are really good with makeup just don't have. So Mel had this advantage, but through injuries to her shoulder, she couldn't do that. Then she got into makeup because that's a form of artistry, but as her shoulder got worse, she couldn't do that. But she could put makeup on herself. In my opinion, and I don't think I'm being, you know, showing favoritism or anything, I think that Mel did the best eye looks. She was a very bright light here on YouTube. And Elizabeth, I want to tell you, and anyone else who's watching, if you start watching her videos, you'll come to know her. And then you will fall in love with her. She was my little buttercup, and I miss her so terribly. And because she was so much a part of my everyday, I can't help myself. Sometimes I'm just talking and that stuff comes out. I'll link her channel, and I encourage you to watch it, and your life will be enriched for doing so because you'll fall in love with her too. Karen wants to know if I have a video where I used Freak, and she means Urban Decay, not Color Freak. A video showing that color. I don't have a video where I used it, I don't believe. I am on Instagram on this picture. This picture always cracks me up whenever I look at it because somebody on there said, oh, come on, Mary, you don't really wear that out or something like that. And every time I see that picture now, I laugh because, yeah, I do. Not this, okay? I don't think I've ever been out with blue eyebrows before. But it's not been beyond me in the past to go to Costco in full blown out glitter. And that concludes all of them that I have time to share and answer. If you didn't get included in that, please don't think that it's any reflection on you at all. I just didn't have, 24 hours to sit here and read all of the comments, but I did enjoy reading them and hearting them to let you know that I did. I hope you guys know you're the best part of the Fritzy family, and that if you're not having a blessed day, the way you can get one is to go be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya. Bye. And I'm out.
Anyone who has Thanksgiving or anything, PETA, like this was screenshotted. I never know. What is under my nail now? Snails? Are there snails under there? What is that? What's under my nails? Snails and nails, snails and nails. That rhymes. That rhymes. Before, but certainly I have done things. Hey, PETA, you idiot! Anyway, I was laying in there watching. How depressing! Wow. Do you guys see that smoke from the eyeshadow? Tell me that is really there. And half the time involved with, I was involved with Glenn Fry. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, we don't need no education. We don't need no false control. How can you get any pudding if you can't eat your meat? Well, I don't know anyway. If you don't eat your meat, how can you have any pudding? How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? It's on the leftover. It's on the film. It's on the left. What? You still can't say it? Okay. Do you guys never have brain farts? Does your brain never go and take a big dump?